Yeah.
Let me ask you this: what was like when you went from being really over? Was there like anything that you can pinpoint that happened where like, you're getting pushed, you're over, you're getting big pods, U.S. champion, everything. Did something change on the dime to where something happened and it kind of like went the other way, or was there like you kind of got a feeling like maybe like you're getting a bad vibe from the office or anything? When did it start? Like when did you see the point from when you were at your highest point,
right,
to start like going south? Because here's the thing we always talk about. That then like this is what year was that? You were your highest point probably.
So I started the YouTube show February of 2011. The US title thing.
All right, so let me preface this because we say this, just real quick on it, real quick all the time.
Yeah.
Because what we say is, for however long it's been, is that the one thing that the WWE does, and this formula has been good through 2020, is that they get a person over to a certain point just to bury them. And it's happened so many times, and I want to see if we can go back, and like if even like back this far to like 2011, what you're talking about, you know?
So I started the show 2011, like I said, doing nothing on TV. By the end of 2011, that's when I finally get on television, end up winning the U.S. title. I think the crowd was just the people. I have to thank them. They were just chanting my name at shows I wasn't even at. It got to a point where I feel like they said, "Okay, we got to do something with this kid." Because they just wouldn't shut up. And then right after that, so like I win the title in December, like January of the next year, 2012 is where, and at the time I'm involved with Cena, who Cena's the top guy, right? So now I'm doing stuff with John Cena. I'm like, holy shit, I'm doing stuff with John Cena. This is great. But then, I get choke slammed by Kane off a stage, and I'm in this neck brace, and I'm in a wheelchair. I got pushed off. So that's like early 2012, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then WrestleMania that year, I got kicked in the balls by Eve Torres. And at the time, I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm working with Cena. I'm working with Kane. I'm in this WrestleMania match. I don't really realize that it's over until like that WrestleMania ends, and then pretty much I'm done. Like, no, I don't continue on with Kane. Nothing with Eve. Nothing with Cena. And I see everything that I had worked so hard for just disappear.
And that's just so you went from and this is hysterical because we talk about this all the time. December 2012, you're hot.
December 11th.
December 2011, you're hot. And so March by 2012, you're buried.
I mean,
it's like
if you want to use that term.
But the funny thing, it's not surprising though. Looking the next 8 years, that's what they've been doing to pretty much everybody. If you think about it, and it's kind of weird that they have that philosophy.
And you know that, Matt, because you're in the dressing room and the boys talk. You see it. They do it to everybody, and it's like, bro, it's like it's unbelievable because how more over can you be, especially in this day and age when you get either a chant or some sort of saying over, and you had the people going woo 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 and all that, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
you can't get more over than that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why aren't you jumping on that and pushing it?
Yeah, and that's I keep going back to that is when I should have said, "Hey Vince, what's going on here? The people are into me. I busted my ass. I'm one of the top merch sellers. Right. Why are we doing this?" But I didn't. And that's why I get.
And I'm sorry, let that be a lesson because a lot of indie workers listen to this. When you ain't got no juice, bro, you can't go and talk and ask or demand for shit. The only time you can do is when you got some power, some juice. You know what I'm saying?
And to piggyback off that. By the time I realized what was going on, I had no ground to stand on. I had nothing. What am I going to say? I had nothing at the time. Hot YouTube show, top merch seller.
You were a top merch seller at one point?
100%.
Wow.
Like it had to be 100%. Yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
That year, 2011, 2012. Yes.
Yeah, he was over, bro. People were chanting his shit.
Bro, let me ask you this: if you think this is because it's weird, you always hear Vince always talk about. And it's funny too because I get this because I'm like I never worked in the WWE, but I know enough people that work there. I do the podcast with Russo, so he tells me a lot of stories. A lot of people that have worked with Vince McMahon, and you hear him always say, they wants everybody to go grab the brass ring, right? And that thing, and I'm like, I wonder what like if in retrospect, because you see like a lot of guys like maybe like a guy like you that made the mistake of when you were getting buried, you didn't step up and like. Go say something to him. I wonder if he's trying to say, because like if you hear all the stories about Shawn Michaels would never take shit from Vince McMahon, all these other guys that would never take shit from Vince McMahon, and they were the guys that always got pushed. And then we kind of came with this generation of guys that's just like, wow, we're here, we're happy to be here, make good money, getting good pots. Like, I don't want to piss off the old man. And it's like, and I wonder if like maybe this whole generation of guys, like that old school culture where everybody was trying to, the top guys are trying to screw each other over, try to get over, like that culture's left, that we have like kind of like I'm happy to be here culture. That Vince is just kind of like is looking for those people that want to say, hey, I'm not doing this, or I'm not going to get to, what the fuck you doing? Like, do you think that type of culture exists right now there?
I definitely think there are people who are happy to be here, but then there's definitely people who want it big time and go to Vince for sure. And then towards, the last couple of years of my career, was I knocking on Vince's door every single day? No, I wasn't. I wasn't going there every week. But if I had something to say, I would go and I would say it. Would it happen? Probably not. But at least I went and said something. Would I ever refuse to do something? No, I'm a professional. I would never refuse to do something. Should I have refused? I mean, come on. There's no way I would have ever refused to do something.